welcome to the Real Podcast this week. It's just
Real Podcast.
It is the Real Podcast, and I'm
Excellent
your
segue,
host, Shane Daniels, and I'm joined by...
Where the fuck did he go? Okay, so Jayke ran the fuck away.
Now
right
he runs back.
cue. But
I had to get ready. I had to do my show prep. I had to get a fucking beer.
Can it, white boy? It's Will Diamond. I manage champions and I train cowards.
Manage champions. How many fucking belts does Bivens have?
Oh, we've got like 14 straps, brother.
Oh, do you?
Oh, yeah.
Real Ultimate Dragon there, aren't we?
Well, the last time I fought him, he had exactly none championships.
We can't bring him to Ego.
You did bring him to Ego, and I've beaten him.
Not the belts.
Hi, John. You still can't beat me for my TV title.
Man,
also, I'm your other host, Jake, and I'm drinking White Tide since you're going to make jokes about me being white boy.
One day my boy's going to get that NWA World Television Championship from you.
It's not NWA, it's
and
legally
Billy
distinct.
Corgan himself will put it around my waist.
Is that what you want, though? Do you really want Billy Corgan that close to your waist?
No, actually, I don't.
Only if he's singing Ava Adore.
No, he's got to make
if he's I don't want him singing at all. I'm not a Smashing Pumpkins kind of dude.
Tonight.
We are young. Yeah, I hate that Smashing Pumpkins.
Wow.
Oh,
the hate for Norman Smiley and fucking Smashing Pumpkins. We won't have that here.
The world is not a fucking vampire.
We're not going to sit. Hey,
feasible.
The same way Marty Stone wasn't going to sit by and let you talk shit about his friend Black Magic, I'm not going to sit by and let you talk shit about Smashing Pumpkins, all right? They were very important in my formative high school years.
I learned a lot from them fucking songs.
I got laid because of Smashing Pumpkins once.
Really?
That is a true story.
That sounds like a Barry Allen story.
It is very Barry Allen story centric, or like not centric.
Adjacent.
Yes, it is. It's very much like a Barry getting laid when he's 17 story. Yes.
Speaking of things that are adjacent, y'all, I just watched the Tetris movie.
Really?
And I'm very confused about the fact that a Tetris movie exists because there's literally no plot in that.
Oh, but there is so much fucking plot. That movie got dramatic.
It's a fucking movie about blocks.
Yeah.
So it's about the person that made it, but mostly about the guy that managed to secure the publishing rights.
Okay.
And it's
like Oppenheimer, but stacking blocks.
Yes, because literally yes, because during the credits they straight up say, they're like, if it wasn't for Tetris, there's a good chance they wouldn't have even tore down the Berlin Wall.
Oh,
that's how crucial it was.
Hold up.
No, they're straight up like, Tetris is one of the key reasons why the USSR fell.
No. You can't do that because the fucking game is about building fucking walls. That is absolutely opposite.
Yes and no, because ultimately it's to destroy them.
Well, but still, you're building fucking walls without fucking sections, like without any gaps in it. And if you had gaps in it, the people from East Berlin couldn't get to West Berlin. All right.
I mean, I can't argue with that.
I didn't realize how much Tetris was crucial to history.
Oh, apparently it was, because this shit was nuts. It all starts out of just this dude being like, oh, this game will be big. I want to secure rights to sell it in Japan because I live in Japan with my wife. The Russian guy lives in Japan? No, the Russian guy lives in Russia. The American guy lives in Japan that is trying to get the publishing rights. And it's like this whole kind of rigmarole of him bouncing between Microsoft and Nintendo that ultimately leads to him actually going to the Soviet Union, and then shit gets fucking nuts because they're like, what the fuck do you mean? We didn't give away any kind of licensing rights for Tetris. You stole this shit.
Isn't Tetris like the most, like, not necessarily pirated, but like the most, like, the game that has like the most legally distinct versions of it from every other game ever? There's
I don't
literally a
know that
version
much.
of Tetris on everything.
I don't know that much about Tetris other than I make some blocks and they disappear.
And then the KGB threatens your family.
And that sounds horrible.
It was pretty fucking spooky.
Well, it's a good thing the KGB's not a thing anymore, isn't it?
That's purely
'cause they-
speculation.
Oh, okay. Well, could be worse. Could be the Gestapo.
You should rephrase that. That could be libel. In Jayke's opinion.
Yes, in Jayke's opinion.
We don't want to get fucking hit for espionage or anything, right?
But it's overall really fucking solid movie. There's a couple goofy ass parts, like this weird car chase that they try to ham fist in some, like, look, it's like the game.
There's a car chase in a movie about Tetris.
There's a car chase. The KGB's wildin'. But you see, Tetris exposes the corruption.
Okay. So
Does it
essentially
now?
what you're saying is Tetris is the fucking turning point in the fucking Cold War, which was one of the most important events in the history of the 20th century.
You are correct.
Okay.
If
Let's
it
make
was
sure we're on the
not-
same page.
All
If it
because
was
of
not
that.
for that little boy from Kingsman going over there to make a quick buck off Tetris,
Yeah, what was his name?
then-
Gabriel Black?
no, I think it was Wilson Wade.
Okay. I heard he has a cousin in Canada. He turned out to be Deadpool. He's doing all right for himself.
But yeah, there's a car chase. They get chased by the KGB because there's a whole corruption storyline.
I feel like the Smarks are telling me a story here because this is
It
the
does very much
wildest
seem
shit.
like them telling us about a fucking wrestling show they went to, doesn't it?
No,
It
this
does.
is a real ass movie. It's on Apple TV, which I can understand you thinking it's not real because Loki.
Because it's
everything
on Apple TV?
Yes, because nothing on there is actually real. Like they just kind of make shit and then it just gets tucked away in a little corner. And then every once in a while when you're going through your closet, you're like, oh yeah, there's a show with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds about Christmas.
What the fuck?
The fuck, man.
And there's like, no joke, like 20 different little like Peanuts movies that they've made. And there's like
Alright.
5 different Snoopy TV shows.
You don't say Apple TV doesn't exist. I'm gonna
No,
take the
it
Drew
really
Game stance
doesn't.
about Japan on this one.
Apple TV is so fucking weird because all these shows, every time I see a trailer for one on there, it feels like a bit from 30 Rock about like a fake movie or show that they're making.
30 Rock's not a real show.
30 Rock is best show.
It doesn't exist.
You know what
No.
I really want to talk about though? That's not 30 Rock, but seems like a storyline
Okay.
from 30 Rock. Ric Flair being drunk at a bar and everybody acting like, oh, it's just Ric Flair. I got a news flash for you. Fuck Ric Flair.
In other news, grass is green.
Yeah.
Like everybody act like it's some big surprise. I'm like, dude's a dick. That's
Yep.
just him being him. That's the way he perceives himself.
How does Ric Flair get money these days?
Being
Just
Ric
pimping
Flair.
his fucking name out
Yeah.
because that's all he's got.
Well, didn't he cut that fucking famous promo on Mick Foley that time about Foley being a prostitute? No, that was Terry Funk. Never mind. I was gonna say that's ironic, isn't it? Him talking about fucking Foley being a prostitute with his fucking name, but then Ric Flair turns out to be the one that is. Never mind. That was
Yeah,
Terry
it's
Funk.
just
That was Terry Funk that said that to him.
If there's
So
one
fucking-
thing Terry Funk is, it's a prostitute and a whore.
I just hate when people they're like, oh, he's top 5. I'm like, he's not nowhere near top 5.
Well, my hot takes can be: you watch one Ric Flair match, you watch 100 Ric Flair matches. This is the same fucking match against everybody.
Yeah. I just
At
think
me, I
he
don't give a
has a handful of really neat looking spots that for its time were very innovative.
But he did them in every match.
Yeah.
Like, he's always gonna get cut off trying to go to the top rope. You know, he's always gonna fucking get whipped into the corner and take the fucking backdrop. He's
Yeah, but
always
those
gonna do the
corner
spot
whips
where he
look
chops you and you know sell
so
it, you chop
good
him
every
back.
time.
Every fucking match.
And then they're like, oh yeah, he had a heart attack in his final match. Like, no fucking
I
shit he
knew
did.
that shit. I knew that man was dead.
Didn't
That
he have a
match,
fucking heart attack during a promo in WCW? Like,
probably.
there was one where the famous one with him and Gene, and he throws his fucking jacket down on the ground and starts hitting the ropes and doing elbow drops on it, and he like literally had a heart attack during that fucking segment.
He just reminds me of the fucking really old indie vet that's like fucking 87 who fucking did a couple of jobber shots in fucking whatever, and he's just sticking around just to stick around because he can't let go.
Hoping that some motherfucker in the back remembers who he was.
Yes,
Exactly.
but at the same time, there's like a handful of those that I'm immediately thinking of, and I fucking love them.
I mean, there's a few of those like indie vets anyway, that like are delightful.
Yes.
But like to a T what Shane just described, and I'm like, no, they're great.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few of those type indie vets that are like absolutely fucking delightful and you can have a good time talking to, but I don't
They're
feel like I can have a
hilarious.
good time talking to Ric Flair.
No.
Now, there's plenty of dudes that I'd rather talk to than Ric Flair in the back, you know?
I will say though, having both a worked and shoot heart attack in your last match is kind of fucking amazing.
Imagine that. He's not even going to put over heart disease. Fuck
That's
you.
honestly the shit I'm trying to be on in me and Bivens matches.
You
Just
gonna
not
work a
putting
heart
over a heart disease.
Hell no, I don't put over shit.
Let's say, motherfucker, you're like the skinniest heart attack victim I would have ever seen.
Starting to sound like me, not putting over shit.
Yeah. Also, you're like, what, fucking 23? How the fuck? You can't be having a heart attack. How much blow are you
Maybe.
doing?
28.
Well, whatever.
Damn,
You look
be
12.
28, it'd be great.
Man, I remember when I was 28.
At
10
least I'm
fucking
not
years
sitting
ago.
in the bar trying to get fucking people pissed off and making people seem like, oh,
See,
poor
I am
Ric
sitting in a bar
Flair.
trying to get people pissed off, but in a completely different way.
Poor Ric Flair. No, Ric Flair is Ric Flair.
Unfucking fortunately, yes, he is.
He's no
You heard it here
Wahoo
first, folks. Fuck Ric Flair. At me. I don't give a shit. Tyler's
I
saying, don't
think
at me,
we've
at me.
already talked about that, but you know, there's one more thing I do want to talk about. Something really cool that happened this weekend.
Yeah?
Let's see the Northern Lights. That shit was
Must be
cool as
fucking,
hell.
I was about to say, must be fucking nice, because everywhere we were, we couldn't see him.
I couldn't see shit either.
Well, luckily, my brother kind of lives out where there's no lighting. So, I mean, I could see them kind of from my house, but the ones that I was sending you, that was from his house.
There's
And
way
it
too
just,
much light pollution by my place.
yeah,
Yeah. I couldn't see him from mine. We could see him last night, though, when we were in Knoxville and we went to the space bar, and we can see him kind of over the tops of the buildings and shit, because it's far enough out from Knoxville. But where I live in Dalton, the night before, we couldn't fucking see him.
It is I, Richard Jenkins, host of the Secret Smart Show with my lovely house band, the Not Another Freaking Wrestling Podcast. How you guys doing today?
House band.
house band, and you said the wrong name. Good job,
Yeah, you
though.
said wrestling band.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure that y'all were probably still talking about wrestling.
No, actually, I was talking about the Northern Lights, and it was a segue into what Jake was going to talk about. But
yeah, and it's not
did you
even
see
like
did you see the Northern Lights, Richard Jenkins?
No, I did. Is that the Aurora? thing?
Yes.
I did see her. I was in Atlanta last night or Friday night, and I did see her performing at Cheetah. She was really, really talented up there, twirling around, being all pretty and shit. Is that the same one?
Who the fuck are you
No.
talking about?
No, we were talking about the lights in the sky. You know,
She was in the
the
sky.
electromagnetic, the storm that hit Earth. You know,
Yeah.
kind of caused the sky to change colors and stuff.
No,
It's a
no,
science
she,
talk
no,
with Shane Daniels.
no. She was a stripper. Her name was Aurora. She was a stripper. She
Oh, you
climbed up-
were a fucking crazy horse.
Oh.
No, is that not the same? Is that not the same thing that y'all are talking about?
No, definitely was
No,
not
but
the
me
same
and you'll
thing.
get me and you will get together about this later, though, Richard Jenkins, off the air. But you're talking
Well.
about Crazy Horse. Anyway, the lights in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my story's gonna be way more entertaining.
It will, but we'll talk about it off record, Richard Jenkins.
Y'all know about ping pong balls, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Aurora's good with the ping pong balls. Anyway, whoa, wait, no, lights in sky. We're not talking about Crazy Horse anymore.
Anyways, it was probably the single coolest thing I've ever seen. So,
Must have been nice. I couldn't see him from where I was. Because there's a big ass Walmart like 2 minutes from where I fucking live, so I
Not
couldn't see
all of
shit.
us are Yankees living up north like good old Shane Daniels.
Oh, I was about to
wow.
say, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm from California. What's that make me?
A West
I
Coaster.
still live in the South, bud.
better than the rest of us is what it makes you.
Oh, okay. I still had to move back here because nothing's fucking affordable out there.
I mean, nothing's affordable anymore. Like, do you know how much Aurora charged for a lap dance?
Yes, I actually do know how much she charged for a lab day.
Yeah, that's outrageous.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
actually,
I gotta pay for her kid's education somehow, but
She has kids now.
I assume so. I just assume every stripper's a single mom.
What did their tans look like? Anyway, never mind. Fucking move on.
move on
Segue.
and talk about your space bar that Richard Jenkins fucked the segue up for.
Oh yeah, the space bar.
Oh,
Has
sorry,
anyone?
I wasn't in the planning committee for this one.
Oh, yeah, because you don't show up on time, Richard Jenkins.
I'm busy. I got other things.
Yeah, like hanging out at Crazy Horse. Anyway, if anybody that listens is anywhere near the Knoxville area and you haven't been yet, you should go check out the Space Bar for movie nerds, sci-fi movie nerds. It is a destination place because everything on the menu is all like movie themed. Like one of the drinks, for example, is named after the planet that Aliens takes place on. LV-247 or whatever it was.
I
That
haven't
was
been. I haven't been to the space bar. I have been to their original place, Token, which is a fun place to go.
Well, Token's like right next door.
I know, but I haven't been to Token in a long time.
I haven't
So,
been to Token in a really long time.
I
in a
haven't
very
been to
long time.
Token.
Token's really fun if you like fighting games because they have all kinds of them.
Oh
You know
boy, here we
me.
go.
You know,
That's
I
Will's
fucking
wheelhouse.
hate fighting games.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
They got Street Fighter.
Which one?
I want to
All.
say 5 on arcade.
Which one? Yes.
5?
Oh,
I
don't be a
don't
fucking
remember.
hipster about it.
They also have consoles. Like you can also play. You can go over there and request like Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z.
Yep.
All kinds
You have
of
to
shit.
You have to sit at the actual bar though up front at Token to play on the
I
console.
want to play Bushido Blade.
Well, they also have pinball machines too and board games.
Bushido Blade.
Bushido Blade was the fucking hardest shit on the PS1.
No, I mean I know what it is, but like
I don't think they
Put you
have
over here.
Bushido Blade.
being a fucking hipster busting out Bushido Blade. We're gonna talk about Tobal #1 next.
Or Ninja
No.
Gaiden.
That's not a
Ninja
fighting
Gaiden
game.
ain't a fighting game.
No, but I like Ninja Gaiden.
I mean, so does everyone.
But they also got board games you can play. They got the Pac-Man where you can do the 4 versus, whatever.
They
2
got a
versus 4.
Pac-Man
whatever.
board game?
No, it's a Pac-Man machine where 4 people could play.
Yeah,
at
and it's
once.
like it's set up at the tables to where it's like the knobs and shit are on the fucking table, and you can play like, like head down on the fucking table. Like it's fucking neat.
And then they have board games too. They have Cards Against Humanity. They got all kinds of stuff.
Cards Against Humanity is fun.
Yeah. Remember
get
when we
to realize
played
how
it
fucked
in
up
the
your friends
back?
What?
Remember when I brought it to the Ego
Yes.
show and we played it in the back? If
Yes,
you ever
that
want to
was
know
it.
how fucked up wrestlers are, just give them Cards Against Humanity. You'll
You wanna
really
find out
know.
how fucked up your friends are. Play Cards
Oh.
Against Humanity.
Yes. You can learn a lot again with Cards Against Humanity.
You can learn about how fucked up your friends' sense of humors are with cards, man. You guys ever played Exploding Squirrels? It's kind of similar in a way.
Exploding Kittens?
Yes, Exploding Kittens. That's what I meant.
Is that the one where you ABC? I think I have that one too.
I have it, but I've never played it. I have a lot of cat-based card games like that one. Kittens in a Blender is really fun.
We played this one last night, and it's kind of Cards Against Humanity, like adjacent, but it's I don't remember what it's fucking called now, but like everyone that's playing gets a little flip book, and you get a little marker, like a dry erase marker, and you get cards, and you roll a dice, and whatever the dice lands on is what you have to draw on your card, and you write your word down, and then the next page you draw a picture of whatever it told you to draw. Then you pass your cards, your flip books, to someone else, and they have to guess what your prompt was based on what you drew, and then you pass. And then what they drew, you have to guess what they fucking meant, and then you pass until you fill up all like 6 pages of the fucking thing, and then you read them out after fucking words. It's fun, especially if you're like shit at drawing like I am.
Mm-hmm.
Do
they kind of have the same thing at the space bar where you can play games and shit, or is it just
no? Space bar is just that's the thing. We played the drawing game like way after the space bar. Space bar, you just hang out and chill and listen to weird trance music and hang out in space. It's all
thanks for letting me know that you were in Knoxville, asshole.
It's also hard to get you out anytime we're in fucking Knoxville. There was no ice cream involved, so you wouldn't have came out. Last time we got you to come out when we were in Knoxville, there was ice cream involved. That's how you lure Shane out of his house, everyone.
Don't tell the secret. They'll make me fat again.
We'll get you low-fat ice cream. It'll be okay. Just lure Shane out of his house with ice cream and beer and pool, and he'll come out. Just eat some mint chocolates with ice cream, play pool, and he'll get out of his house.
Pool's fun to play.
You've heard it here first. And then your girlfriend will ask him about wrestling advice, and his advice will be, stop now.
Yeah.
And she didn't listen to you.
No, they never do.
Oh, well, now she's more over than I am. I actually wanted to get your opinion on this, Shano.
What?
Have you heard about Sparking Zero?
The Dragon Ball Z game?
Yeah.
I just know it's coming out, and it's supposed to be like the Budokai game.
Yeah, have you seen any of the like gameplay footage of it?
Just the little trailers.
There's yeah, they did. How many trailers is it? They actually put one out that actually shows like the fighting taking place, right? That you've seen.
It looks like a way more refined Budokai. I'm excited for it. I think we're about to have the part of the fighting game resurgence that I've been most looking forward to, which is all the second tier shit. Because there's that, and have y'all seen the shit for the Hunter x Hunter fighting game?
Wait, I'm gonna stop you there. Are you referring to what the fuck is happening? Did you do that?
My name is Goku, and Earth is my home. I'm still far superior to you. All right, Let's go!
Let our battle commence.
This shit
Now
fits.
to show you the overwhelming power of a
Brother,
super
why are you
elite
screen
Saiyan.
sharing? We're gonna get copyright strike.
We are gonna get copyrighted. We're gonna get copyrighted as fuck for that. Yes, I've seen that trailer. But all I was gonna say, hold on, Will. You said second tier shit after I talked about Dragon Ball. Are you referring to Dragon Ball fighting games as second tier shit?
Are you going to say that that is on the same tier as Tekken and Street Fighter?
I say that shit fucks Tekken out back and makes Tekken pay for the fucking privilege.
No.
Well, I
No.
say so.
There's no.
And I'm
there's
pretty
not
sure Shane will back me up on that.
the depth. No.
What am I taking? What am I saying?
Hey, he's sitting there saying Dragon Ball fighting games are second tier shit, and they're not on the level with fucking Tekken.
No,
Fighter
that's
Z. Fighter Z's fucking great. It's probably
Fighter
the best
Z
fighting
is a
game that
tier
they've
1.
came out with in a
Sparking
very long
Zero.
time.
Sparking
no-
Zero is gonna beat the fucking pants
Off of Fighter Z? No.
Yes,
No, it's
It
just a
absolutely
Budokai
is.
game.
exactly.
Budokai
And the
games
Budokai
are fun
games
as
are
fuck.
exactly what people. Well, the Budokai games are exactly what people have been asking for the fucking last decade and a half, ever since they stopped the series to begin with.
I would have
Nah.
been okay. I would have been okay with the Fighter Z2.
That's honestly what I kind of want them to do them adjacently, but I don't
I
know if
was
they're being
upset-
made by different teams.
I was upset, yes, because this is Bandai Namco. Fighter Z wasn't, was it?
Who made Fighter Z?
I
Did
want
it
to say
Bandai
this, the same people that did fucking what the fuck their name is?
It felt more
King of
Capcom
Fighters
to me.
and shit like that.
SNK?
It was not SNK.
SNK hasn't been a thing in years.
It was some
It
people
felt
that
more like a
worked
Street
on
Fighter. I was gonna say it felt more like a Street Fighter game than any
Yeah,
of the previous.
it was
Dragon Ball
Arc.
outings.
I knew it. I knew it was one of the two.
They
but
did
it's
the art for them though, right?
No, they like made it.
Oh.
That's the people that make like Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue.
Oh. Yeah.
And what is it? DNF Duel, which I never actually did fuck around with.
I remember it was one of those. I kept thinking it was going to be Guilty Gear because it plays a lot like Guilty Gear for the most part.
Yeah. I don't know, the auto combo system in Fighter Z is weird. I just hope
I
that
like
Sparking
the
Zero has
fighting.
a
I like the
cartoonishly large
like the-
roster.
Like I love Fighter Z and all, but like, yeah, that's the the only Dragon Ball game that I've played that I never finished the story mode on.
Yeah, but it's a fighting game story mode. Those are really
That's fair.
iffy, honestly, outside of like NetherRealm stuff and then the newest Tekken and the newest Street Fighter.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it's the only time I never finished the single player mode on, I'd say, story mode. But
So you never got 21?
mm-mm.
Oh, that's a shame. Android 21's fucking fun.
Yeah,
I was just pissed off that my boy Android 17 wasn't in it, and then they wanted you to pay $10 to get him later.
Mm-hmm.
I have every single pack that they have. That's how much I like that game, and I don't do that for fighting games.
I got my shit wrecked at a con one time by a fucking 7-year-old kid playing Fighter Z one time because he saw me dressed as Android 17 and he's like, "Oh, I've been practicing as him," and he picked him and he just fucking wrecked my shit. And I was like, "Yeah, well, you're still a virgin. That's why you were fucking good at this."
But to answer your question, I think it'll be fun. It'll bring back a lot of memories.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Which
After this-
Budokai do you hope it plays most like, though, of the original?
3.
3?
2.
2?
3.
That's a hot take.
3.
Was 2 the one that had the story mode that was like the board game? Or was that 3?
I think that was 3.
See, because
I feel
I
like
like
1's was more cutscene-y.
1 was more cutscene-y, yes. I don't remember what 2's story mode was. 3 was the
I think
board
2
game.
was the same as. I want to say 2 was just like cutscene-y shit.
Okay.
But I can't remember. I just remember 2 also introduced the fusion stuff.
Yes.
And that was.
The tits. That shit was
Young
awesome.
me was so blown away at that because at the time I was also naive enough to think like, oh, this means limitless fucking possibilities with this giant roster. And I low-key want to see them bring it back, but actually have that like, all right, someone sat down and grilled out a fucking 1,000 models for all the variations of combos you could do.
Yeah. Which Budokai was it though that had like the fucking ridiculous fucking roster where they had characters from like Ball and they had characters from GT and they had like all the separate fucking fusions and
2 and 3 was when the rosters like really blew up. That's why I really like 2 because you had even like jobber dudes like Kui.
what do you want from me, Kui?
And
fucking Kui.
that to me is actually the mark of if it's a good Dragon Ball game is how many jobbers can I be?
That's fair. That's
And
absolutely a fair assessment.
like Kui is legitimately like a measuring stick for me of does this game have Kui? Okay, this is a quality Dragon Ball title. Okay, I can own the only jobbers I get is like Birder and Dodoria. Ugh. But
I'm glad you didn't mention my boy Jace. Jace is not a jobber.
no, Jace is not a jobber, and Birder is
the fastest man alive.
Birder is Cesaro and WWE jobber, where it's like this man has no right to be jobbing, but boy is he.
Oh, I don't think a more accurate statement has ever been made. the sheer accuracy of that statement, sir.
Because it's the thing about the Ginyu Force dynamic is like Goldo is obviously bottom bitch. No one likes Goldo. Even though Goldo is objectively, technically the most powerful one amongst the whole force.
Oh yeah, because he can freeze time.
Exactly. And that's like Omega level mutant type shit.
Yeah.
But Birder is very much treated as like second to last, which is almost a worse position to be in because at least by Goldo being so lame, he's memorable. Birder's just quick, and then doesn't he get his head kicked off?
No, that was Goldo.
Yeah, that was Goldo. That shit was so raw.
Yeah, at least Goldo got like a memorable death. Poor Birder just kind of got like
blown up.
Killed him. Yeah.
Did they ever come out with that Dragon Ball Z game where you were supposed to be like you were the bad guys and you hunt people down like in
Breakers? Yes.
Yeah,
no
Breakers.
One will ever play it with me, so I've never tried it.
I was not interested in it.
Normally I hate those kinds of games, but I'm starting to slowly warm up because the Evil Dead one is 10 out of 10 one of the most fun multiplayer games I've ever played in my life.
I just don't like the concept of asymmetrical multiplayer games.
Normally I don't either, and I especially don't like the you can't fight back ones. Because that shit just stresses me out too much, and that's why I liked Evil Dead is you can and are supposed to fight back because it's like half of it is a hack and slash game.
Katie was super interested in that, and I don't think she ever bought it.
It was a Plus game a while ago, and I played it for several months straight. It was incredible, and I think they took the servers down, which is the fate of all licensed horror movie games.
Yeah. That's what happened to Friday the 13th.
That's why I don't even want to bother trying out this Texas Chainsaw one because it low-key looks cool. It looks very unbalanced, but it looks neat. But I know it's something that the servers will go offline in like 3 years.
I did actually get the tank seal of approval from that game though.
Texas Chainsaw?
Yeah, he was like,
I've heard
you
nothing
guys played the fucking Texas Chainsaw game yet? And we're like, no. He goes, well, you fucking should, because that shit kicks ass.
Yeah, he loves that game.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing bad about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it looks good, and from like I've seen people like not necessarily stream it, but like I've seen like in action gameplay for it, and it doesn't even seem like it lags so well or too bad. Like, so the servers are at least
It's
competent.
Yeah, but it's also because the servers aren't getting overloaded because the player
That's-
base is like it's steady, but it's not massive.
Mm.
Because
And
that's also a tall asking price for what that game currently offers.
right. I also feel like too with it kind of addressed like concerns you would have with like a Friday the 13th styled one, and kind of like goes the other way with it, because like your heel team isn't necessarily just one person, so it's not like fucking 4, 5, 6 or whatever against one. It's like 4, 5, or 6 against like 3 or 2 or 3, right? Because like there's the support heel characters like Chop Top and shit.
Well, that's sort of how Evil Dead works. It'll be 1 versus 4, but you are the demon and you're not physically fighting them because you're just like first person zooming around like the camera bit in the movie.
Ah,
But
that's
you're
cool.
constantly summoning deadites and setting traps and shit. So it
Okay.
becomes like a weird wave survival, and then you can summon in like bosses, and they can possess people or specific deadites to make them stronger and control them. But
So the
if the
strategy is
servers
almost
were still up, I think you would have fucked with Evil Dead because it's one of the only asymmetrical multiplayer games that really tries to reinvent the formula.
well, I'm also a Bruce Campbell mark, so
There's 4 different playable Bruce Campbells.
as God intended.
The best one is the Evil Dead 3 one. The Army of Darkness Bruce Campbell is incredible.
Best
Once,
movie of the fucking
no,
trilogy.
once I got his full skill tree spec'd out, he was just a brick house running through everyone.
Okay. I was about to say something. I remember. So it almost feels like it's like a reverse of the strategy that you would use in like Friday the 13th or Dead by Daylight, right? To where the strategy was more on the team that's going against the heel, as opposed to this one, it's the strategies on the heel against the team.
I hate that you're calling it the heel. You deserve to go to jail for that. But
They're
yes.
the bad guys, they're heels.
So because the Texas Chainsaw one, it's kind of a team gimmick, but the Evil Dead one,
And then you use gimmick.
but gimmick applies to things outside of wrestling. Heel does not.
Where do you think wrestling got the term heel from?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
No, from fucking movies, and the bad guy in your movie is the heel. Your bad guy in any story is the heel. That's where wrestling got it from.
Oh. I
Watch
just
some
thought
Looney Tunes.
I just thought it was carnival people speak.
No, it's a fucking legitimate storytelling device. Like watch an old Looney Tunes episode, man, and they'll show the guy that's supposed to be the prick in the fucking story, and they'll do the thing where he turns into the heel of a boot or something, and it'll say heel on it.
Oh, the more you know.
Yeah, no, it's old stage shit. It's like fucking wrestling stole that.
Well,
You could just see Will's mind blow as I said that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
always just
real.
assumed that was one of the things that came from like carnival shit.
Nope. People have always like, he's a real heel. Like that wasn't a wrestling term. That was, this guy's a prick. Like it's in the fucking Grinch song. They call him a heel. Heel's always been like a
Do
pejorative
they?
term. Yes. Listen to the fucking Grinch song, and they call him a fucking heel.
yes, they do.
There you are.
I've watched that movie every year for the last, I can't remember.
Yeah, the original animated one, not the fucking Jim Carrey movie. Like in the song, when they're fucking giving his character background, they refer to him as a heel in it. It's a pejorative term for a guy that's a real prick. And that's your life lesson for today.
That's a great life lesson.
That's not even a life lesson.
Well, if
Yeah,
you're a prick,
the
they'll call you a heel.
life lesson is don't be a fucking prick.
There you go.
There you go.
Let's not be pricks. Everyone be cool to you. As the prophets Billa S. Preston Esquire and Ted Theodore Logan once said, be excellent to each other. Don't be a prick.
Yeah, Ric Flair, don't be a prick.
Don't be a fuck.